Why am I saying this? Secret addiction can become secret limitation. Your secret addiction can become secret limitation. That confession you heard just now came out of pain, came out of shame. It was not him alone he affected. He affected an innocent daughter who came to planet Earth to carry out her assignment. Her story of her family can never be saved because of what dad did in the secret. It affected the wife who perhaps have been trying to be faithful or whatever the story might be. But the story of her family can never be written without mentioning Monica Lewinsky. What you don't want to be ashamed of tomorrow, can you stop it today? Your private life, your secret addiction can become your secret limitation. And let me tell you something about secret limitation. Secret limitation can become your affliction. A secret addiction can become a secret affliction. And what is secret as an affliction, over time, it's going to fizzle its way out into the open. It started secretly. No one can deal with it for you. No one can handle it for you. No one can give you the answers that you need. You know yourself. You know where you are. You know where you are right now. My prayer to God every day is to live free. Free to lift my hands. Free from guilt. Free from shame. Free from regrets. Free from reproach. Free from someone, me walking on the street and I have a reason to change my direction because there's someone living on that street I'm afraid of or I'm ashamed of. It's not too late. Overcoming an addiction. Write this down and know this today. You don't overcome addiction by formula or ability. It's not a question of ability. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm not going to go to that house again. Yes, a great way to start. But that alone cannot destroy the power of addiction. You can't overcome addiction by your ability. It's a question of desire. Because no one has ever destroyed desire with a force. No one has ever destroyed desire with an ability. No one has ever destroyed a desire, a burning passion with an internal force that you generate on your own. No. Desires can only be destroyed by a new desire. Desires can only be replaced by a new desire. If your old desire led you this way, you can activate a new desire to take you in another way. That's the only way. And that can only come when you allow the Holy Spirit, like we said on Sunday, to overwhelm you. What's an addiction? Let me try and break down the concept as I intend to teach tonight. Addiction is a condition of being enslaved. A condition of being enslaved. Something bound you. Something held you. Condition of being enslaved by a habit. A condition of being enslaved by a practice. A condition that puts you under pressure when you are alone or when you are within a particular people. I shared with us the other day on Sunday that habit goes through a loop. It goes through a queue. When you get into an environment, the queue sets in because you want a reward at the end of the day. And the queue sets you into a routine, and the routine takes you out to a reward. For a practical example, for a purpose of illustration, when you went to your bathroom today, if you are very careful, those of us that had bath this morning or late afternoon or this evening on our way to church, you will notice that in the last 1 month, the last 3 months, the last 1 year, the same bathroom in the house, there is a routine you've been going through. The moment you enter into your toilet, you either go to sit on the loo or you go to brush first. You go around it, and once you go around it, you know you didn't miss anything. You feel good that day. But the moment something happened in the course of the routine, you discover that, how did I come out without brushing my mouth? How many of us experienced it? I didn't comb my head. Oh, I forgot to, because something affected the routine, and so it affected the outcome. So, it's important to know that addiction is a compulsion. That urge that you have, that once it's not satisfied, like I said on Sunday, addiction has a voice. Once the voice is calling you, if you don't satisfy that urge, there is nothing you are interested in other than fulfilling that thing. And the truth of the matter is that if you don't deal with that urge, it's a craving, it's a passion. It is something that sometimes sometimes it's not even destructive. Sometimes it looks very constructive, but it's not helpful. And we have types of addiction. We have psychological addiction. These are things that affect this psychological addiction are addiction that we call impulse control disorder. Let me give you a practical example of psychological addiction. Psychological addiction are addictions that push you into maybe gambling. You know, you have money, and the moment money comes into your head, Niger bet is the only thing you think of. And it pushes you to go and gamble. You call yourself, my money personality is a risk taker. You know, as a risk taker, we take risk. Yes, that's your money personality, but something has hijacked your money personality. You gamble about anything and everything. Sit down quietly tonight and ask yourself, what's your history? When you get back home tonight, lift your shirt and check the scars. How many of them came to you legitimately? Kleptomanias. You cannot stay. Once you just see something, you just take it. Even if you don't need it. Stealing is normal. And you regret taking people's things. But it just come. It's psychological. It's a disorder. Things like explosive disorder. Intermittent explosive disorder. Anger. Boom. You know me. You know when it happened? I did talk my own. When I don't do it, I know they carry on for mine. You are excusing what will destroy you. Do you remember what happened to, what's this Inter Milan's coach? Current Inter Milan's coach. Zidane. You remember the final World Cup? Sorry, Real Madrid. I'm not a football fan, just forgive me. Zinedine Zidane. You remember the final? 2006. France versus Italy. When over 6 billion people were watching, the whole world was on the stage watching this man. The anger he could not deal with came out to the whole world. And in one day, his career ended. This thing is, you know me now, in my family, everybody, even in our family, they know me. What you are excusing might destroy you at a place you never expect. There's what we call substance abuse, substance addiction. Like I talked about my addiction to marijuana when I was an unbeliever, even when I came to Christ and I relapsed and the Holy Spirit overwhelmed me and I was broken free from it. You abuse substance. And sometimes substance abuse is not about, I'm not taking cigarette, I'm not taking cocaine, mine is not heroin, mine is not all of that. But you know that you can abuse prescription drugs. When you feel anxious, give me William 5. You take some laxatives. My father in 1987, when he went to US, he came back and he was doing his missionary work. I don't want to talk the whole story, but he had a nerve failure. He went to UCH Ibadan and they gave him Lexotan. And they told him Lexotan does not have any adverse effect on the body. He should be taking three meals every day before he goes to bed, or sometimes he take 1.5. Dr. Paul, you can bear the witness, right? Now, since 1987 till last year, my father could not sleep without Lexotan. He became hooked on a prescription drug. Thank God for Dr. Paul. We began to use different drugs. He would try this one. He would go back and buy Lexotan again. I said, well, the doctor said that one will kill you. Stop it. Use this other one. We did a lot of psychological work at the point to say, Papa, let's have fasting and prayer on this matter. Before he got hooked away from Lexotan. It was a prescription drugs, but his life was hung on it. You remember your parents? Remember your own life, the way you are going? Antidepressants. The pastor, there's the way I take it. Once I take it, my body feels cool. And when you don't take it, you are under pressure. You must look for it. You take your last money to go and buy, and it's causing trouble in the family. These are substance abuse. That's what we call behavioral abuse. Pornography. Say behavioral abuse. These are bad behavioral abuse. Hooked on pornography. Your phone. You've been delivered. Yes, I'm going to talk about deliverance and freedom in a short while. But you've been delivered. But the problem is that you're even afraid of taking your phone and loading the internet because you can't predict yourself. Even in church, you saw a sister pass by, your hand is what? Break your focus. Even in church, pornography. Addiction is ravaging our world. It has become an epidemic in the world today. Pornography is over $15 billion industry today. It's destroying homes, destroying lives, destroying families, and shattering destinies. What of sex? Pastor, this you talk about singles. It's not easy. It's not in your time. In your time, it's a different thing. At one time, God understands. As if the Bible has changed. The status of God has changed. You can stay without sex. Married couple. 5 to 8 window. 5 to 7 window. 7 to 5 window. You can't stay with it. You use what you have to get what you want. I was counseling a lady, and she called me up, and she said, Pastor, I can't imagine looking at my life for the past 6 weeks since Papa preached. I've stayed clean. God has to do something. Oh, God has to do something. I've tried 6 weeks. As if you are doing God a favor. Bible says you've been called to holiness. It's a calling on your life. So your righteousness is not God. You are not doing God a favor. Maybe we have what we call legal addiction.